O death, I have triumphed over thee within. Within, I have mastered you, but you are still there as a person standing in front of me. In the verse she says, look, my hymn of felicity, my hymn of Ananda is so powerful that you have no argument at all any further. You can't argue anything more on that, you see. Of course, that is Savitri's assertion. That does not mean that death is going to accept that. Maybe you are chanting your own hymn, so what? Death is still a kind of a denier. He is still persistent in his role of denying the existence of God's felicity in his creation. He is not going to accept that bliss is the origin, the source, the end, the whole aim of existence at all. He is not going to accept that thing. I am there. He is going to deny that constantly. So therefore, she says, although inwardly you have accepted it, but in your action, you are not going to accept what I am telling you. You will continue, you will persist in your denial. You see. Death, I have triumphed over thee within. I quiver no more with the assault of grief. Quiver no more with the assault of grief. My husband is dead, and therefore I am grieving and perturbed, disturbed and all that thing. I am not at all now. No more. The power of the hymn in her is such that she has overcome her own grief. Her hymn has really given her, to Savitri, a strength that she does not see anywhere any grief at all. A vision, a perspective that there is no grief at all anywhere, you see. I quiver no more. No more because she has now sung the hymn of Ananda. A mighty calmness seated deep within has occupied my body and my sense. So there is deep Ananda, a deep calm within. Mighty calm is there. Shant. Grief has gone completely. So what do we got here? Only Shant, Shanti. The power of the hymn is to produce that Shanti. That is what the hymn will do automatically. There is sweetness, there is joy, there is beauty. But what really, when you are hymning something, what really getting is the Shanti, the calm. So when you are reading a sukta or reciting it, you should feel enormous calm pervading throughout, you see. So all these 24 sentences, if you read loud like that, then you should feel, experience nothing but calm. A mighty calmness seated deep within has occupied my body and my sense, even the physical. It takes to worse grief and transmutes to strength. It made to worse joy one with the joy of God. My eternal love thrown on God's calm. For love must soar beyond the very heavens and find its secret sense ineffable. It must change its human ways to ways divine, yet keep its sovereignty of earthly bliss. It must change its human ways to ways divine. That is what love should do. In other words, when Savitri is chanting this hymn, what has really happened is her human has become divine. That is the power of the stotra. Until now she was talking about grief. I am no more now stricken by my grief. We were no more with the assault of grief that my husband is dead, it's gone, because my human ways have now changed into the ways divine. By the power of this stotra, by the power of this hymn, yet keep his sovereignty of earthly bliss. That is important. Yet keep sovereignty of his earthly bliss. Yes, it has become divine, but there is joy in this creation also. Savitri has a work to do, the divine manifestation upon earth, so it must keep its sovereignty even in earthly bliss. If a new manifestation has to take place, not only there, here. O death, not for my heart's sweet poignancy, nor for my happy body's bliss alone, I have claimed from thee the living Satyavan, but for his work and mine, our sacred charge. I want Satyavan not for living with him in human ways. My ways have now changed into ways divine. And it is for that I need, because the sovereignty of earthly bliss is something which has to be preserved and promoted. And in order to promote the sovereignty of earthly bliss, I need him. I need him. Not for my happy body's bliss alone, I have claimed from thee the living Satyavan, but for his work and mine, our sacred charge, our sacred charge. Why we have come here together? For what purpose? There is a mission behind that. To carry out that mission, we have come together. And I want him for that purpose, living Satyavan. Not the spirit of Satyavan, but the physical Satyavan there. Our lives are God's messengers beneath the stars. We have been sent here under the star. In the night, in the darkness of this world, we have been sent here. To dwell under death's shadow, they have come. Our lives. They have come, tempting God's light to earth for the ignorant rays. His love to fill the hollow in men's hearts. His bliss to heal the happiness of the world. He is God. God's love to fill the hollow of men's hearts. God's bliss to heal the unhappiness of the world. It is for that purpose that our lives have come here as messengers. To dwell under death's shadow, they have come. Our lives have come to dwell for this purpose, to love, to fill hollow in men's heart, to bliss, etc., etc. For I, the woman, am the force of God, he, the eternal delegate soul in man. So she has disclosed herself, who she is, that she is the divine goddess who has taken the human birth. I, the woman, am the force of God to execute things, to carry out things. It is for that purpose I come here as the divine omnipotent force. He, the eternal delegate, soul in man. So we have been sent for that purpose. I have come for that purpose here. There is, of course, a little difference between he, the delegate, she is the force of God. Eternal delegate, it means that there is a kind of a passive role for him there. Passive role. Passive role. not very active, not dynamic. Force of God, she has to do certain things to establish something. You see. He is a delegate. What the mother says, he is a permanent avatar. Delegate where? In the inconscious, in the void. When the total separation had taken place from the Supreme Source, the divine plunge into the void. That divine plunge into the void is none but Satyavan. He is the delegate. There is a kind of a passive role because of that. Because he is there, the force of God can work. He is working. He is in the grip of death there. For I, the woman, am the force of God. She says woman, W capital. Now, I don't know. He, the eternal delegate, soul in man, or he, the eternal delegate soul in man. S-O-U-L. He, the eternal delegate soul in man. What do you got in the French? Soul. You got soul, you see. Yeah. I don't know. I am curious to know whether it is S-O-U-L or S-O-L-E.
I don't know what is the old version, maybe that's
Yeah. He, the eternal delegate soul. You see, he is the delegate soul in man.
But Lam is the soul, S-O-U-L.
S-O-U-L.
Lam means the soul.
Oh, S-O-U-L.
Yeah, it's completely different. Not soul, S-O-U-L.
Oh, no, I see, okay.
Lam means S-O-U-L.
U-L, not alone.
No, it's a different concept.
But how did he get that?
Il faut lui, Satyavan, le délégué de l'éternel dans l'âme de l'homme.
Oh,
It's
no.
a completely different
Yeah.
concept.
So it is S-O-U-L.
Huh?
S-O-U-L.
Yes. Yeah, S-O-U-L.
It's like it is within man's soul.
Soul. Yeah.
Within man's.
But it's not the same
This is
thing.
different. No, this is different.
Delegate soul. No, that needs to be really checked.
Translation.
He, the eternal delegate soul in man.
Soul,
S-O-U-L.
according to you, soul means alone.
Alone, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Only delegate.
Soul in man.
The only one.
He is the only delegate of the eternal. The unique. So he is only one. And you are having the soul. This doesn't make any sense. Yeah, but maybe the other
Very, very interesting.
This is a version. All versions.
No, I don't have that list here.
But it's a very different sense.
Yeah.
How
Anyway, we can check that thing. My will is greater than thy law, O death. Thy law is Yama. Law means Yama, O death. My will is greater than thy law, O death. She is asserting, my will is greater than thy law, because she is the force of God. She is the force of God. She is asserting it. Yeah. She is developing her argument very systematically. She had asserted who she is first, and therefore she is that I am greater than you. My will is greater than thy law, O death. My love is stronger than the bonds of fate. It is fate by which Satyavan has been taken away by you. Our love is the heavenly seal of the Supreme. Our love is the heavenly seal of the Supreme. I guard that seal against thy rending hands. You cannot separate us. We are united together always. You cannot separate. Thy rending hand, love must not cease to live upon the earth, for love is a bright link twixt earth and heaven. Love is a far transcendent angel here. Love is man's lien on the absolute. It is because of love that you are connected with absolute. Now, her hymn of felicity has turned into the hymn of love. Because of felicity, because of Ananda everywhere. Love must not cease to live upon the earth. Can really love cease to live upon earth? She says, must not, but can that happen really at all? It does not. It will happen. In fact, that is the power of death. It happens, love ceases to live upon earth because of the power of death. Love must not cease to live upon the earth. For love is bright link to earth and heaven. Between earth and heaven, the link is love, but because of the presence of death, that link is snapped, is broken. Love is the far transcendent angel here. Love is man's lien on the absolute. Love is a bright link. Yeah, well, she has turned now from delight to love finally because she is asserting the relationship between them. Now, death has to answer to Savitri. This is the most famous line. Love is man's lien on the absolute. It is because of that presence of love that we are connected with the absolute. L'amour, pure.
In German, Liebe?
Pardon?
I mean, in German,
Yeah.
Liebe.
Yeah.
Amour in French. Amour. Is there a name, a Sanskrit name for love?
Sorry?
In Sanskrit, love.
Love?
In Sanskrit.
Prema. Prema.
Oh, yes, prema.
Yeah.
But there are several different roots, no?
Yeah, prema.
Different names, prema.
Prema.
This is simply splendid.
Sorry?
Splendid.
Yeah.
Yes, it's splendid. Nothing to say.
Actually, this particular passage for Savitri reciting, you have to just keep on reading, chanting, and it will sink. You see.
Pure wonder.
It's so beautiful, so powerful, you see.
Oh my God.
So powerful.
So powerful. So.
You should read this thing along with the passage from Taittiriya Upanishad. That is also very powerful.
What you said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. From Ananda we come, we live in Ananda, we go back to Ananda. Yeah. Beautiful. In Marathi, there was a saint. In Marathi, there was a saint, Tukaram, about 300 years ago. Tukaram. His name was. He was a very highly evolved bhakta saint. In one of his poems, he says that on the ocean of bliss are the waves of bliss. Bliss is there everywhere. Bliss is there. On the ocean of bliss, only the waves of bliss. Ananda Chai Deva, Ananda Chai Taranga.